Hello, everybody on the live stream. This is Chris and Ken on the Phil's halftime show of Wakefield Idol, Season 10, Week 2. I got my co-host here, Kenny Tetzner of Phil's Main Street Grill.
Chris, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yo, we love having you in the theater. You know that. Next week, we'll be broadcasting live with the help of, entirely facilitated by Black Knight Studios from Phil's Main Street Grill. We'll be up there in the booth with all the live audience who's watching up there. So all the folks on the live stream, the plan in the future here is that we're going to do a mid-show breakdown of how everything's going, how the contestants have been performing, and how we feel about how we feel about where the show's headed.
How do you feel, Chris?
Honestly, Kenny, I feel really good. I always worry. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the theater operator in me going into the show every year. Like, are we going to have anybody as good as last year? And it's always kind of a stress for me until we hear that first singer where you're like, wow. And then I relax. And so now I'm very relaxed.
Chris, all I can say is we had a pirate this year.
Yeah,
we had a pirate, man.
I think we had the first pirate in Wakefield Idol history.
I think so.
Now, that guy, Willem, is up there at Phil's right now in between songs. Is that right? Have you had a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, no, he came back. He's a real nice guy. Did a good job. Obviously, I've been feeling the room out because we have Survivor going on upstairs right now with Phil. So I've kind of been looking over people's shoulders, looking at the scores, and I think I got a pretty good idea of who they're leaning towards so far. But what about you, Chris? You must have a few favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. I always do. I sort of said it directly to him, but I thought coming in tonight, not knowing who was going to be able to compete with last week, I would certainly say for me, Sadie Wheeler. She sang "Nothing You Can Take" from the Hunger Games, I think, movie. She said. I did not know the song.
I 100% agree, Chris.
She was awesome.
She was awesome. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, and she had the dance moves in between. She had the confidence and the sly smile, and then the voice to completely back it up. So I thought that was a really strong showing.
See, that's what they need to understand. It's not only the song; it's the stage presence. They need to get up there. They need to put on a show. This is showbiz, people.
Well, you're right. And not only do they perform for the theater, they're performing for the live stream like we are right now.
Yeah, they're on TV.
And so you get this sometimes, and you and I have talked about this many times over the years, that person absolutely crushed it. They were phenomenal inside the theater, but up at Phil's, they might have seemed flatter than some of the other performers.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah, so what do you tell me about that? How does that feel up there?
So it is a little different. It's funny that you picked, one of my favorites, so I think maybe the vibe's not as different as I think. I think, who was your other favorite? Let me see if you're leaning towards me.
Well, okay, so my other favorite is definitely going to be personal bias here because I like country music. I got to say that Tyler Keener really blew me away with his performance. Oh, my God,
that was my pick, Chris. That was my pick, man.
That's right. We've been around this show before, Ken, you and I. This is our 10th season together doing this, so I think it's not a surprise that we're in sync here. Mike Giles, I know you're watching on the live stream. You're watching us from behind the camera. Did you have another top pick of the night, someone you really loved?
Top two. See?
He agreed with our top two.
They shine tonight.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
So, Chris, we know who you picked as your top two. Who do you think needs to survive? Who's Phil's survivor?
Who's going to be saved by the audience?
Who needs to be saved?
Well, okay. I don't want to sound negative on anybody because I do respect enormously everybody getting up here. No, I'm about to tell you the truth. I'm just going to say I respect everybody who gets up here, even if they have if they give their best performance and it's not quite enough, or they have an off night and don't give their best performance. I still got a lot of respect for anybody. I will say that maybe the one you already mentioned, the pirate, Willem, who I thought was very charismatic, did a brave and awesome thing. Had a little bit of a struggle, as I think Tammy pointed out, as the song went on. It became very repetitive, and I think he kind of ran out of ways to vary it up and mix it up. So I would say he's on probably going to be, I don't know what the other judges did, so I can't give you any true information, but I would wager he's on the lower side, but showed a lot of pluck, showed a lot of skill, so I hope maybe the audience saves him and he can come back and bring us some more next week.
I mean, he did put on a pirate costume. But we talked about this. They need to pick a song that can relate with the crowd, and I don't know the pirate song. I don't know. I'm
not
I'm
sure.
With you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the perfect pick to bring the room into it. But I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe he's a student. Younger performer, goes out there, takes a big swing. I love that. So that's why I think he's got a shot.
Let's be serious. It takes a lot of balls to get up on stage with a pirate costume and sing a song.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe a few more of these drinks and I'll do it, but I don't know.
Well, Ken, we're hoping for that. That's the goal here tonight.
I'm going for it.
All right, I think that's going to bring us to the end of tonight's Phil's halftime show. It was fun discussing this with you, and next week we'll have more trappings as we're up in the restaurant as Phil's represents. So thank you very much for being with us here. We have a few minutes till we're back with the singers, and on behalf of Black Knight Studios, the Contemporary Theater Company, and Phil's.
Let's get them, brother.
See you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mike.